I've been to quite a few places in Malaysia. One thing that I like is Putrajaya. All right. So not to say Sabah Jaya is a Putrajaya. Why Putrajaya? Number one, because compared to other city, it's quite a new city. It's a new development city because of the government's area there. One thing. Second thing is the infrastructure is very nice. What I see is in the infrastructure. So when they develop the Putrajaya, they have thought of this doing the infrastructure, so where to park the car, how the things works, where's the locations of the mosque, and the rest of it. All right. And then number two that I see is giving back to the community. All right. So we have a pedestrian walk, we have a cycling area, we have a recreation area. Is for me is well planned, not to say well organized, but it's well planned. And yet there's lot more to do in terms of managing the community. I mean the city, right? So one thing that I see, KL is an old city, all right. So we in Malaysia we have two area now. Either the city is already old to develop to become smart, or we totally develop a brand new city. So we have two portions here now. So if you have thinking like Putrajaya, I consider as a brand new because compared to others, it's a brand new, it's easy, all right. My next project is in Langkawi, also a brand new reclaimed area to develop a smart city in the future. So it's going to be easy because the mindset has been set so that this area is a smart city area. But the issues now is that the old city now want to become a smart city. So this is a new challenge for me. It's another challenge, and I think at the moment I like Putrajaya because the green is there, the system is there, the cleanliness is there, and then I feel like stay in the kampong, stay in the village, but yet actually I'm sitting in the area of a very close to a huge city. So well done, Putrajaya, the whole system. Yet a lot more to be improved, basically. All right. Anyway, yeah, I love to go to Putrajaya. Yeah, I choose Putrajaya basically now.
Okay, thank you. What you are basically saying is that this kind of cities, which is a greenfield area. Greenfield means it's totally new, and also a brownfield when hundreds of years they already been there,
All right.
and the whole infrastructure so compact and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you look at they have two different approach. Like the greenfield area is easy to implement, but sometimes you don't know. There's no problem of the citizen. You don't know the problem.
Yeah.
But in brownfield area where there already is existence of people there, you might see there's a lot of issues. So they might have different elements when we want to deploy this kind of city. If you take one of the main element in the greenfield area, one element in the brownfield area, what are the element that you feel is important?
Okay, we talk about on the brownfield first. Okay, to what I go abroad when I was in Europe to study how they actually doing their progress. The 40 years to become a smart mobility. One thing is that I see is that they are into one team. Their municipals are into one teams. So because the smart city is actually managed by the municipal, I mean the local authority. So the local authority as a whole, from top to bottom and also from bottom to top, has to talk about one single understands about what is smart city. And then one thing. Second thing is the contribution. All right. And third thing is a progressive. So what we do is that we are actually doing things like just like, oh, when we like to do things, we do things. But when you talk about smart city, as I mentioned earlier, it's a progressive kinds of activities. So one after another, one after another. So let's say, for example, like we tackle one problems. The issues now is to tackle one problems. Then the problem settle. Then find another issues. Then we do based on the technologies, based on the infrastructures, based on everything. So in this case, I think the issues now in the brownfield is actually again people, right? Again people. It's not technology. Technology is just can plug in anywhere. We have a lot of expertise here in Malaysia as well as in the world. So again, is the openness of the local authority and the openness of the community to really come up together and then bring the city become smarter. That's number one. But again, the local municipal has to initiate these kind of activities. Don't wait for the community. So now I think again, one thing that we have to push the committee is to give a lot of awareness. What are the benefits of the technologies? What are the benefits of smart city? Because currently now we feel our population is like 32 point something, 32.6 million. But when we grow further, when we grow like 40, 39 something, so the things become messy. So before it become messy, we have to start now. So what happened now? What happened in Malaysia now? It's like we are doing things like we go like events. Oh, this one is a smart city event. Then we do a lot of work like that. So smart city is not that way. It's a progressive kind of doing things. Just that, right? That is on the brownfield. On the greenfield, one thing is that the best part also on the greenfield is that we find that it's kind of easy because it's totally green, and then we can create our own regulations on that. The issue is, of course, because there's a lot of investment to be done there because of the infrastructures are not ready and everything. So there's a few things. And then, of course, there's a support from the local authority and also the municipal to respond back again to regulation. I like to highlight these things. When doing the smart city, we have three things: regulate, manage, and invest. So these are very much related to how actually we want to proceed into a better smart city.